right. Let's get it 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 right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Dealatofficial, and this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode, and sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat, get you something to drink, get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Cause you see the title, fam. Let's get into this here.
Of new video are released revealing more about a woman found dead in a hotel freezer. CBS 2's Audrina Begas joins us now. So you poured through this video. What is it showing us?
36 hours of video, and this was just released to us a few hours ago. This video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking into the kitchen, but we never see her entering the freezer. And tonight, that is why her family is not satisfied with the theory that she walked into the freezer on her own. Surveillance video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking with friends at the Crowne Plaza Hotel early Saturday morning. We see her a few hours later by herself. At one point, she stumbles out of an elevator. Later, she repeatedly hits the wall walking down this hallway. Another camera catches her running into a stairwell and then catching her fall. Video time codes appear to show Kanneka roaming the hotel for over an hour.
She's trying to find her way, and no one from Crowne Plaza Hotel responds to her.
Around 3:30 a.m., Kanneka enters a lower-level kitchen in the hotel. She walks out of frame, but then she's captured walking here on another camera. But we still don't see her entering the freezer.
I want to see I want to see her literally actually walking into this freezer and closing herself within this freezer.
I want all of the recordings, all of the communications, all of the reports, the statements that were taken. I want to know the individuals that were there.
Tonight, Rosemont police say 31 people were at the party with Kanneka inside the hotel room, booked with a fraudulent credit card. Police say they're still trying to identify and find 15 of the partygoers. Meanwhile, autopsy and toxicology results have yet to be released.
Why is Kanneka dead? That's where we need to be. We will get to the bottom of it. We will only go to where the facts lead us.
Kanneka's family attorneys say they will be conducting their own independent investigation. They're also considering a second autopsy. Rob and Erica, that's because there's still a lot of unanswered questions tonight.
You know, it's curious because we heard that the authorities were going to show the family the 36 hours of surveillance tape, but clearly they haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, they said they had not seen that video, and they've been requesting it for about 48 hours.
All right, Audrina, thank you.
Elisa Lam. It's a name everyone knows well. Or, at least, everyone who has followed the biggest headlines across all of the true crime corners of the internet. The final images of her waking life, captured on grainy, gritty CCTV cameras at a seedy hotel in downtown Los Angeles, sparked a wave of conspiratorial guesswork in 2013. Theories explaining her unsolved death ranged from serial killers and cold-blooded murder to demonic possession and the hotel's supernatural curse. From a certain perspective, the Elisa Lam case was the seminal true crime artifact of the 21st century's growing obsession with the genre. It gave viewers and amateur sleuths alike an open canvas to project, hypothesize, and discuss an array of possibilities. To this day, it remains unsolved, even though the truth of her unsettling death is actually quite easy to explain. Elisa Lam had a severe break in her mental health. Her autopsy revealed she was taking medication for bipolar disorder. Her social media history revealed she was a struggling soul, lost in the world. When combined and Kenneka Jenkins, a 19-year-old Chicago resident, stumbled through a big city hotel in the middle of the night in a fractured frame of mind, only for her body to be found in an unorthodox part of the building. While her death was eventually ruled accidental, the manner in which police and the rest of the investigation, with a trove of CCTV tapes, destroyed entirely. All we can do is analyze the precious pieces of security video we do have and attempt to explain why Kanneka's descent into the backrooms of a Windy City hotel is just as perplexing as Elisa Lamb's congruent fate. For the evidence room, this is a deeper dive into the curious case of Kenneka Jenkins and her haunting death in the liminal, left-behind shadows of the Crowne Plaza. It started out like any other Friday night. Kenneka Jenkins told her mom she was heading out to celebrate a new job, something about a nursing home gig. Nothing out of the ordinary. She borrowed her mom's car, said she'd be back later, pulled out of the family's West Side apartment around 11:30 p.m. But she never came home. By 1:13 a.m., she was stepping into the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel in Rosemont, Illinois. Room 926. That's where the party was. The lights were dim, the music was loud, and half the room had their phones out. About 20 minutes later, around 1:30 a.m., she's still texting with her sister. Nothing sounds off, but according to others at the party, Kanneka was drinking hard. Cognac mostly. They said she was dancing a little, swaying a lot. Some thought she looked sad. One person said she wasn't acting like herself. A few hours later, that would feel like an understatement. At 3:20 a.m., hotel surveillance cameras caught her alone near the lobby, staggering, unsteady. You can see her almost lose her balance as she passes by the front desk. At that point, no one had raised a flag. Her friends hadn't called the cops. The hotel hadn't noticed anything. She was just another intoxicated girl in a hotel full of people. By 4:00 a.m., her friends finally called her mom. They were in Kenneka's car outside the hotel with her phone and keys in hand, but no sign of Kanneka. They said they couldn't find her and decided to leave. That's when Teresa Martin jumped into her car and drove to the hotel herself. When she asked staff to see the security footage, they told her she'd need a missing person report first. Without it, they couldn't help. Martin called the police then at 7:14 a.m., but even they told her to wait. It wasn't until almost 1 p.m., nearly 12 hours after Kanneka was last seen on camera, that her sister filed the official report. The police opened a search shortly after, but the damage was already done. By the time they pulled the security footage, by the time they started knocking on doors, by the time anyone with authority started paying attention, Kanneka was already gone. And then, just after midnight on September 10th, more than 24 hours after she was last seen, hotel engineers made the discovery. Deep inside a closed-off kitchen area, behind a heavy metal door, in a part of the hotel undergoing renovations, they found Kanneka's body. She was laying face down in a walk-in freezer, one shoe missing. No signs of obvious trauma, except a small cut on her foot. The temperature inside the freezer, 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and that was with the door open for 2 hours. Imagine what it had been like before. But the question no one could answer, not then, not now, was how she ended up there in the first place. By 5 a.m., Teresa was finally allowed to see her daughter, but she didn't like what she saw. She said the freezer looked like it had been cleaned, that her daughter's body had been moved, that something wasn't right. The next morning, the stories started spreading. A few Facebook Live videos, shot by one of the partygoers, had started circulating. You could hear voices, see movement, maybe even spot Kanneka in the background. They went viral fast, and within hours, millions of people were watching and speculating, trying to zoom in on reflections, decode background conversations, freeze frame whatever might look like evidence. The internet did what the internet does. It lit the match, poured gasoline, and ran with it. As of today, 4 clips from these live streams are widely available. The first clip is nothing more than a casual car selfie video. But the fourth one in particular stands out. A woman in dark sunglasses staring into the front-facing camera for 6 full minutes while the party rages behind her. Meanwhile, the police were still catching up. As of that Sunday, they hadn't ruled out anything. Accident, homicide, foul play. According to their official statement, it was still a death investigation. Everything was on the table. But it didn't feel that way to the family. There were delays in getting the footage, delays in getting the search started, delays in even being taken seriously. And while detectives reviewed hallway tapes and elevator cameras, the public was already dissecting the freezer. The fact that it was in a part of the hotel under construction raised eyebrows. So did the hotel's insistence on waiting for a report before even reviewing the tapes. So did the absence of answers. A week later, the Rosemont Police Department stepped forward with an official update. It was their attempt to quiet the noise and show that, despite appearances, the investigation hadn't gone cold. According to their statement, detectives had already interviewed 25 individuals, 16 of whom were confirmed to have been inside the hotel room during the party that night. 8 interviews had taken place that same day, but they estimated that 31 people were in that room in total. 31. That meant nearly half were still unaccounted for. 15 names missing, or simply not cooperating. They emphasized that they weren't working alone. The department said repeatedly it was coordinating with the Chicago police and other agencies to identify the rest of the guests. They'd received over 500 tips and leads and claimed they were following up on every single one of them. Back at the crime scene, police used 3D imaging equipment to digitally map the area and reconstruct Kenneka's last known movements. A walkthrough video was built using surveillance footage.
Shout out to Denny here with the $5 donation in the super chat, supporting family. You know what it is.
Past the kitchen and finally into the freezer. That video was never really.
Let's don't get it twisted, man. Let's understand what we're doing here. We up in here with your boy Dilla T and my family. You know this is No Filters. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. You know what it is right now. Subscribe right now. You know what's going on. What's going on with it, my Marie. Denny Hill in the building, Roof in the building. Coming in loud and Kirk Henry in the building. I see family coming through here. Hey, they really KK in the building. Jenny Wise, I see you, family. Let's keep it going. Act like we know what's going on. You heard about the situation. Now her mama coming out tripping. Now this a real duck right here because her mama put her on the line. And mama sat there and took that money. Now she trying to double back. Like we don't know what's going on. Understand what's real. You're going to reap what you sow. You understand me? Now her mama trying to act like she don't know what's going on, but we all know what happened. Ain't no way that baby just walked around that whole hotel just lingering and don't nobody know nothing. Then all of a sudden you talking about you finna take a settlement. And now you going to double back because you just spent $3.7 million? I could never. What you said, Rue Boston in the building. You see it, it's all day. You see the super chat. You already know it's No Filters Cash App. No Filters. Type it in there for me, Rue. You know it. No Filters Cash App. Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's go.
Please to the public. Meanwhile, detectives turned their attention to Facebook itself. They issued a preservation of evidence order and obtained 2 separate search warrants for specific accounts. Who those accounts belonged to wasn't disclosed. But the digital trail was being traced, slowly, methodically, in the background. The Rosemont police were also in direct contact with the Cook County Medical Examiner, passing along everything they have. The surveillance video, witness interviews, timelines, scene photos. But the autopsy results still weren't ready. The medical examiner even stated they would hold off on any public statements until their investigation was complete. One of the more curious revelations came buried in the release. The hotel room that hosted the party hadn't even been booked legally. Back on September 7th, 2 days before Kanneka was found, a black male and black female had checked into the Crowne Plaza using a credit card obtained through identity theft. That was now a separate, open investigation, one that added another strange layer to a case already overflowing with unanswered questions. Despite the growing pressure, police argued they were keeping Kanneka's family informed every step of the way. According to them, they'd spoken daily with her mother or her mother's attorney since the start of the investigation. They invited Teresa Martin to view the footage for herself, speak with detectives directly, and ask anything she needed. But whether that access brought comfort or pleasure is another matter entirely. For every detail the police added, it felt like 5 more went unaddressed. The crowd inside room 926, the strange backroom path that led Kanneka to a freezer in a section of the hotel no guest should have ever accessed, the unanswered knocks on those hotel doors, and the digital trails scattered across the internet, grainy and incomplete. The more the police said, the more obvious it became. The full story was still out of reach. In fact, it was up to the general public to exit law enforcement's version of reality and dive headfirst into the back rooms of the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare Hotel.
Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. Hit that like button, subscribe right now.
The footage of Kenneka Jenkins inside the Crowne Plaza Hotel plays out like something between a found footage horror film and a digital ghost story. Her final movements, tracked across a spider web of motion-activated security cameras,
Grease in the
show her
building.
weaving unsteadily through narrow hallways, empty service
That's how we
corridors,
doing, Roof. We got grease in the house, Roof.
forgotten kitchens. And somewhere along that liminal path, she disappears. She's first seen around 3:20 a.m., exiting room 926 on the 9th floor.
Nerdy Lots in the building. I
There's no one
appreciate
else
you, Nerdy.
there.
Hope you had a great
No
Thanksgiving,
visible
family.
confrontation. Just a young woman stepping into the hallway and turning left towards an elevator. She descends alone, arriving on a lower floor meant more for staff than the guests. Service tunnels, back staircases, and kitchen prep areas, most of which are already closed for the night. The cameras show her moving through these spaces like she's looking for a way out, but nothing is clearly marked. At one point, she misses a hallway that could have taken her back towards the lobby.
Look at her.
Instead, she keeps walking forward. She leans against walls. She staggers. Her movements are jerky and off balance, as if her body is no longer taking direction from her brain. She pushes through a set of double and enters the camera kitchen too. From there, she makes her way towards a lower level bathroom, which she enters and exits multiple times. The footage here is clipped and jarring, broken up by the camera's motion sensors, each clip starting and stopping with a strange rhythm, creating artificial time jumps that only add to the unease. Eventually, she retraces her steps. She walks back through the same door she entered moments before. But then the trail gets fuzzy. One of the hallway cameras goes dead. Either it was broken, or it was a dummy. In either case, it captures nothing.
No, I ain't heard about
So
it,
we
Roof.
pick her up next on a different feed, ascending a stairwell and entering what's referred to as the kosher kitchen, a second floor food prep area supposedly not in use that night. This is where the footage gets hard to stomach. There's something about watching her alone in that cavernous room, drifting past prep tables and steel refrigerators in silence. It feels otherworldly. Every surface is gleaming metal. There's no sound, no one comes in, and no one follows. It's just her, lost in these back rooms of a building that suddenly feels endless. She walks past a cooler, then turns around, heads back, and she stops at a pair of doors. One leads to a walk-in cooler, the other to a commercial freezer. The final clip shows her moving towards them, and then she's gone. There's no footage of her actually entering the freezer, but by the time investigators arrive, that's where they'd find her, curled up in the dark corner with one shoe off and her body already stiff from the cold. The freezer was pitch black, no lights, no windows, and temperatures that hovered just below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Even in the photos taken after the door was propped open, icicles can be seen hanging from the metal surfaces. Her hair appears wet and frizzed, consistent with moisture freezing and thawing in the enclosed air. The door had a mechanism that could also automatically latch shut. Police would later suggest that she likely wandered in by accident, mistaking the freezer for an exit and becoming trapped inside. And maybe that's exactly what happened, but that explanation doesn't make it any less terrifying. Because what sticks with people isn't just the footage of her staggering through those hallways. It's where she was. The kitchens, the stairwells, the unmarked doors. All of it reads like a real-life version of the quote, back rooms. A concept from internet folklore describing an endless maze of empty rooms where people vanish and reality breaks down. There's something uncanny about these spaces. Liminal, transitional zones, not meant to be seen by guests. And yet there she is, captured on grainy security cameras, moving deeper and deeper into a space that feels like it was never meant to be found. And that's what unsettles people the most. Not just where Kenneka ended up, but how she got there, and how long she wandered through the underbelly of that hotel before someone realized she was gone.
Oh, this is definitely.
The walk-in freezer where Kenneka Jenkins was found wasn't part of any active kitchen service. It sat inside a larger walk-in cooler, tucked away in a section of the Crowne Plaza that wasn't supposed to be in use. No lights were on when she entered. And that's the part of what makes this case so haunting. This wasn't a public hallway or an unlocked restroom.
Oh, this big duck activity right here. Oh yeah, hit that like button, subscribe right now, family. This big duck activity. You hear Ruth in here talking? Ruth saying, Selena Gomez, Ruth says something about Selena Gomez, famous friend, is the owner of this hotel. And they set her up, took the kidney for Selena Gomez. Then Ruth said the whole hotel set her up. They all involved. Chris in the building, you already know what it is. Did you hear that, Chris? Ruth said, see, that's why I said, listen to me. That's why I said, don't be stupid today. Because there's too many of us out here. It's big content creators, big YouTubers, big. You understand? We not playing with folk. You get me? You want to play games? Matter of fact, if you want to do something like Diddy and them was doing all back in the day and Jay-Z, you're still around right now and it's coming out now. But the fact of the matter is now, stuff like what happened with Britney Spears, we're going to cook them too next week. Britney Spears, yeah, Kim Kardashian, that church, the manager, all of them involved together. And the funny part is Britney Spears still living. Kardashians are still living. And now she all of a sudden act like she didn't even understand what happened. But since y'all sit here talking right now, Selena Gomez, see, that's what I be talking about. It's so many situations that didn't happen, and we don't even know why it's happening. Just like Charlie Kirk, we don't know why he assassinated. Just like Erica Kirk, all of a sudden she took over the company. We don't know why. All of a sudden Candace Owens talking about it's money on her head. We don't know why, but it's like, what? This little black girl then been drugged up out of a party. And then one person is on camera for 6 minutes straight. Ritualistically, you would think that. But even in the midst of that, these are the things you really don't know that's really going on behind you, behind closed doors. Because we see stuff for what it is, but you don't really know the reason why it's being done. And this is what we talk about, because I am truly blinded by thinking Selena Gomez needs a kidney. And you telling me allegedly they done drugged this little girl and have her walking all through this hotel just for her to walk into a freezer and end up froze to death just to get her kidney? The fact that she even walked, stumbled for who knows how long just to get down to the kitchen? That's almost weird. Because it's like you got her, either you all unlocked certain doors for her to walk through certain places. Because that's so weird to see a person, that can be drugged. Don't get me wrong, you're drugged and you're like, oh my God, I'm looking for help. Nobody's around, and you just keep walking, you keep walking. You might bump into this door, you fall through that door, so you're walking through that hall, and now you just keep walking. It's like every area, and then it's funny because nobody's in the hotel. So you bumping people's doors, walls, all type of stuff, and ain't nobody seeing this? Nobody's hearing this? Nobody in the party even leaves to go look for their friend. That's how you know somebody in that party put something in that girl, drank or drugged her right there. And then set her out there for her to start walking, and walked off. Now you can't tell me that ain't duck activity. And whoever the person was, somebody did something to that girl. And somebody wanted that girl to end up where she was at. Security wasn't around. Where was cameras? The fact that allegedly a camera, and then telling me that a hotel don't even be open, but it was open for her. It's just like the situation with the Chicago rapper. King Von, yeah. Finding out that the owner of the club was 21 Savage uncle in Atlanta. The uncle of the club is 21 Savage uncle. Opened up the club just for that night. And just for that to happen that night. So nobody's losing anything because that club ain't even open. It's just open that night for that to happen. So if anybody would have shot up the club or been anything, it wouldn't have mattered because they're not even open to get service. So when we start talking about going down these rabbit holes, Ruth, that's the thing about it, fam. And the fact that we going down this rabbit hole now about the mama knowing and somebody else knowing, they drugged that girl, directed that girl, and watched that girl play with her life the whole time. And somebody said, we gonna make money off of this girl's life. That's why you see the title said her mother sold her daughter's soul. Because this ain't no just coincidence. This is not a coincidence. And I hate when Trump and people of the government always coming up with stuff and making it coincidence. No, it's not. Somebody contacted people, they planned this and tried to make it look like this girl was just roaming because she drunk. But how do you roam the hallways that long with nobody to find you or to look for you? For no cameras to see this, for no footage nowhere. Because let me tell you something, motion detectors are on those cameras. And those motion detectors are detecting something. And somebody's getting an alert. Somebody's getting an alert from those motion detectors. That's the point of having motion detectors, so they can detect motion, so they can alert you. They totally set this girl up. We don't know who, but we know the mother and somebody in that party or somebody's in that party set that girl up to watch her die and for them to make money off that girl. And it's funny that one, see, that's what's up with black people. See, let me tell you about black folk. So stupid. And then we got a problem with people talking about our color, our race, our this and our that. Let me tell you about black folk. Why your dumb ass, why would you, what? You set her up and then you sat on the camera for 6 minutes to do what? What was that, a ritual? What was that, humiliation? What was that? You on camera 6 minutes, straight you, face to face, 6 minutes, smiling. Like you was a part of it, like the job is done. Y'all drugged that girl and watched that girl walk through a hotel that was really not even a hotel that was open. Everybody was in on it, all for some Selena Gomez. That's what you telling me, fam? All this for Selena Gomez? That's what you telling me? Oh no, man, we're gonna need some clarity. We're gonna need some understanding on this. We're gonna need some clarity. Oh no, let's keep going. Hit that like button right now. Hit that like button right now. Subscribe right now. Hit that like button. Subscribe right now. It's okay. Hit that like button because we cooking.
This was a closed-off food prep area, kept dark and quiet.
Closed off?
Yet still cold enough to kill.
But how'd she get in there since it's closed
Investigators
off?
later said the freezer had been leased out to a restaurant operating elsewhere in the hotel, which explained why it was still running. But that didn't explain everything. Not why the lights were off. Not why there was no signage, no barrier, no locked door. And certainly not why, in the era of full building surveillance, there wasn't a single camera that captured her stepping inside. CNN would later confirm that the motion-triggered cameras in the kitchen hallway showed Kenneka walking, but did not show her entering the freezer. Still, community activist Andrew Holmes claimed he'd seen police footage where she did, alone and with no one nearby. Police never released such footage and later confirmed they did not suspect foul play, though they stressed the case was still open when the autopsy came out. That same autopsy of Kenneka Jenkins was performed just hours after her body was found, and it offered more clarity than most of the wild theories spinning through the internet at the time. Kanneka had died inside the walk-in freezer, and the report, released by the Cook County Medical Examiner, painted a grim but straightforward picture. She froze to death. Kenneka was 19 years old, well-nourished, no signs of pre-existing health conditions that would explain what happened. She was found wearing a white top, jeans, a denim jacket, and one shoe. She had tattoos.
And then what else do I see? Hit that like button, subscribe right now. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Listen to me. What else I figured out too is you don't know if somebody was telling her, come this way, come this way. Like a voice was guiding her to walk. Do you hear me? Like a voice was guiding. That's another reason why you don't even see that on the footage. You don't hear nothing. As if that girl, as if somebody was like, hey, come this way. Come this way. And then she go that way and she like, come this way. Come here, keep coming this way. Hear me? Because the way I'm looking at her walk, maneuver, and just constantly, like when she started walking down the wall like that, just walking down the wall, you know she drugged up. She just like exhausted walking. So in my mind, she's walking for openings and looking for just, who knows? You're just walking because you're drugged up. But to hear a voice like, hey, come here. Come this way. Go left. Go right. Come here. You're closer. Just keep coming this way. How we know that wasn't that? How we know that somebody wasn't involved with that? They knew. This how you know. See, shout out to you, Ruth, because when you talk about Selena Gomez's theory, and you're talking about someone drugged her, first of all, we black. Let's get right now. We black. We ain't messing with them type of drugs that's like, oh, okay, it can make you high, make you in a daze, but you still can walk around and maneuver. See, stuff like that. I'm sorry, my community too poor to be thinking that smart or that rich. Let me get right in her right now. Don't play with me. See, my people, we too poor to think that rich when it comes to a drug. We're going to smoke the weed. We're going to snort the dope. Or we're going to get drunk. But when you start talking about types of dope, types of drugs, well, we like, okay, well, this will daze you, but you will still be knowing how to maneuver. Or this will make you so high, but you can still walk and do like a slave and zombie all day, like where you going. We don't deal with that. You understand me? So even in the bad times, we can identify. See, that's why you're here with No Filters. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Because we're going to be real with it with no feelings. You understand me? We're going to identify what's real and we're going to read in between the lines. My people, black people, we don't deal with them type of drugs. So even when we're even in a bad time or even in our worst time, we can still identify the good, the bad, the ugly, what's right from wrong. You can't plant that on us and say that's what we did. Somebody had to give that to us to give to her, and we had to say, we're going to do her like that. Because in our community, we know what we do the way we do it. So when we choose to do some scientific, Bill Nye, the science guy type of drugs, some Bill Gates type of drugs, oh, I'm sorry, they white. You get the point? Open up your damn eyes in here. This makes it even more understood that the Selena Gomez theory may be alive. Because ain't nobody sitting in here telling me that my folk is playing with them type of drugs, with them type of needles that you can play with and see what you can do and can't. No, that's an experiment. And we ain't experimenting with nothing. We know what we know what type of highs we want. We know what type of drink. We know what type of dope we snort. We know what type of what. Even in our worst time, we be like, what's that? Oh, no, I'm cool on that. Let me just stick with this right here that I know that I do that I know gets me high. What? No, I'm cool on that. Huh. Oh, we finna look into it real heavy because we ain't gonna play with nobody. We ain't gonna let nobody play with us. Hit that double button. You better hit that button right now. You hear me? Hit that like button right now.
Along her lower back and abdomen, and multiple piercings. Those details would later become targets of irrelevant speculation online, but to the coroner, they were just markings. No signs of trauma, just the facts. There were some small injuries, an abrasion on her ankle, a contusion on her leg, but no defensive wounds, no head trauma, and no damage to the skull or neck. Her hyoid bone was intact, no hemorrhaging, no signs of sexual assault. Internally, her organs were in normal condition. The stomach was mostly empty and showed faint Wisniewski lesions, microscopic burns in the stomach lining caused by hypothermia. Her brain also showed signs of cerebral edema, the fancy word for brain swelling, both consistent with hypothermia. But the swelling wasn't listed as a cause of death. It was just one more symptom in a long line of signs that Kanneka died slowly, in the dark, unable to save herself. Toxicology results showed the blood alcohol content of 0.112%. That's legally intoxicating. But more troubling was the presence of topiramate, a powerful anticonvulsant. This is a drug known to amplify the effects of alcohol. Slurred speech, poor coordination, slowed
Did you hear what he just said? Press 1 if you heard what he just said right now. I want to make sure we on the same page. Get your drink. Hit your drink. Press 1 if you heard what he just said right now. What I tell you, press 1 right now. Hit your drink. Hit what you drinking, what you smoke. Hit your food. If you ain't doing neither, hit your skin. Reset right now. You in the bed looking at me? You in the chair looking at me? Reset right now. Hit your drink, hit your smoke, hit your ear. Hit your roof, hit your ear. Hit your leg. Okay, that's what you hitting them left up. Hit it now. Hit it right now. I just told you the type of drugs. We're going to bring it back so we can get the name of that drug. We're going to bring it back so we can get the name of that drug. We're going to bring it back so we get the name of that drug. Hit your skin right now.
Think results showed the blood alcohol content of 0.112%. That's legally intoxicating. But more troubling was the presence of topiramate, a powerful anticonvulsant.
That boy said
This is a
topiramate.
drug.
That man said a drug named topiramate. Topiramate? What the? Topiramate? Gabrielle, you know, you see, that's why we fam in here. You better be fam. You better hit that like. You better subscribe right now, because you just said it the right way. You taking care of family, so we family now. Gabrielle, topiramate. Who the? Ain't nobody black thinking about some topiramate. What? So this was a setup. Stop playing with me. This was a setup. Stop playing with me. This was a setup. Stop playing with me. Shout out to P and J up in there. Bunnies in the building. I appreciate family in here understanding what's really real. Topiramate. We ain't never heard of nothing even near that. She mixed with something. She ain't even never heard it either. You better stop. And they we read in between the lines. We bring light to darkness, and we understand that allegedly this is what's real. Somebody, thank you. So that means somebody gave her what Nerdy Locks just said. She ain't mistaken. That's something medically in the medical field that they give in the medical environment. See what I'm saying? Roof son over there. See what I'm saying? Even your son, like what? And he's just smoking gas, if that's what he's choking. Now listen to me. If they're over there doing topiramate, you know ain't none of us gave her none of that. Okay, so that means somebody caught up with somebody in that party. Now listen to me. This is what I think in my mind. Follow me. You follow me, Chris. Follow me. Because her mama took that settlement so fast. Look how quick, look how fast her mama took the settlement, right? Trip out that, okay? Now, her mama took the settlement so quick that she didn't even care about the whole situation. So this is the theory that I take into play right now. Hear me right now. Shout out to fam with the $100 sticker. Somebody, if this is Selena Gomez situation, they found out who she was, her blood type, everything. They contacted the mother and they told the mama, what you would do for your money, how much do you love your daughter? They contacted and told her, asked her, how much do you love your daughter? You hear me? They talked about her, they talked about her daughter sacrificing her life for the family. These are the type of conversations they have to have with you when it comes to sacrificing for the family. And I'm going to tell you something too. They probably called a couple mothers, a couple families that figured out blood type and organ type to say, hey, listen, do you want to be a candidate? Do you want to save lives? Do you want to save one life? A Selena Gomez's life? As if her life weighs more than yours. As if her life as a celebrity, as an idol, as the gods worship, than your daughter's life. And her mama said yes. She probably was promised more than 3.7 million. But her mother said yes. And what did they do? They said, this how we gonna do it. This is what we gonna do. We're gonna drug her up. And the way we're gonna do it. And you know who came up with the party? The mama. That's black people. You see how you tell on yourself? You see how black people, what we do every day? That let you know how we are from what we don't do every day that we ain't never did, or that we don't like, or that we don't do. The fact that we do parties at hotels. The mother came up with that. That's how I know the mother came up with that party. Yeah. Because that's a regular black thing black folk do. Hotel parties for kids like that. And that's what that was. And everybody that's involved was involved because of somebody else. And that person that was in that camera the longest, that's the person that the mother reached out to. That's who orchestrated that. That's how that worked. The mother got paid, and the mother told the friend, and the friend told the other friends to be a part of that party, and everybody gonna get paid. That's why nobody went to look for that girl at all. Nobody. Think about it. If a friend or a friend of a friend that know the girl, they would at least be like, what Kanneka? Oh my God, they be like, oh, this B.A., where she at? Like, girl, you go see where she at. Like, we done lost Kanneka. Somebody naturally would have looked for her. Somebody naturally would have just asked and just naturally. But that's how you know everybody was in on it. Because no one looked for her. No one came out the party. No one, not even a man that, even a boy that would have seen her for just being looking good and thick, like, whoa, girl at? Oh man, I don't know. She probably left. Just naturally. You ain't lying, Ruth. It's sad, Ruth, because you need to understand something. That could have been you. That could have been your son. That could have been y'all daughters. That could have been you. And now it's so much more embarrassing because her mother, her money done ran out. And now her mama coming back outside as if she like, you know what? I know what they did to my daughter. See, this is what makes us, even black people, look so much more bad, Ruth. Because this the mama coming out like, I know what they did to my daughter. And they gonna have to give me some more money to not talk. Hold up, stupid. Is you dumb? You telling on yourself. You ain't telling on the people that paid you the money. You telling on self, you clown. You bozo the clown. You done told on them and yourself, and now you thinking like, oh, if they want me to be quiet, they better give me some more money. Oh no, stupid, that's your daughter. That ain't their daughter. You stupid and going down first. And then they gonna go down with you, because now you finna tell on who did what. So they gonna have to shut you up. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody might come up missing. And now we're going to be over there looking for people like, where fam go? Word fence, she better shut it up. Because in a minute, we're going to be like, where fam go? So when I talk about, it's always something to talk about. It's always somebody to cook. Because there's always something going on in the dark that need to be brought to the light. And this duck activity right here, woo! Anybody that's cousins, aunties, uncles, anybody the living hell out of they need to smack the pores out of her. They need to smack the protein out of her skin. They need to smack the color of her pigment off her face. They need to smack blood out of her pores. They need to smack the soul out of her. The person that's supposed to protect you, Ruth, that's what Ruth said. The person that's supposed to protect you sold you to them people. Shoot, the people that's supposed to protect Selena Gomez sold Selena Gomez back in the day. Disney days. Justin Timberlake, Selena Gomez. We can go down the list. And when Nerdy, when you say you're not seeing the connection, see, that's the thing. I didn't see the connection either. When you say it, I'm just not seeing it. But that's the thing. This is built for you not to see the connection. And they're doing a great job. But it further lets me know the way that the elite and the way that these people get down. When you sign up with them, whatever you're doing that's bad is on you. They're not going to save you. They want you to do the bad things they want you to do. But they're not going to save you if you get caught. You took the oath, blood in, blood out, that you're going to shut your mouth. Regardless of whatever happened, you will never say nothing. And this is what these people signed up for. These people can tell you they with the organizations and this and that. And they doing everything from head to toe, getting money with them, doing everything bad on them. But the moment something don't go right with something you do or some crookedness you've been doing with them, the moment it don't go right and you're caught, oh, you're caught. And you gonna deal with the consequences and still be involved with that organization. But that's the rules. You caught and you got to stand on business. And you still involved with them secret societies, them secret people. You understand? That's how it works. It don't work like, oh my God, they doing this, but they good, but they this. Kirk Franklin. Oh, they involved with them folk. You can talk and say whatever you want. You're going to start talking crazy because we know you involved with them people now. But let something go down. Let something go wrong. They not going to save him. He going to have to go through that fire, get burned, and still deal with the same elite, bad organization people. That's how this works, fam. When you sign up with them, it's every man for themselves, even though y'all still a unit. You're going to do the bad. You're going to do everything corrupt that they want you to do. But if you get caught, that's on you. They're going to be right there when you get out too. Still dealing with them. Why? Because you know too much. You're doing too much. You involved. So y'all need to start opening up your eyes, fam. This ain't based on, oh, you with them bad people, so do bad stuff. No. You have a position. You can be a tree hugger. You can be the worst devil worshiper. You can be Diddy. and do all the bad and all the good. But once you caught, and you got to deal with that, and you still involved with them people at the end of the day. Because that's how it works. Why? You will never know a secret society right in front of your face. You will never know it. You will never get close to it. Because it's all right in front of your face. Because everybody plays a role. And when that role is played, just like Jason Bourne in Bourne Identity, they was who they were. They got all these passports. They can play it like they ain't this, they ain't that, they done, and they ain't doing nothing else. And they still with the organization. That's how that works. Now we're finna get into what's really real.
Allegedly, Selena Gomez is the reason Kenneka Jenkins was unalive.
This video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking into the kitchen, but we never see her entering the freezer. That is why her family is not satisfied with the theory that she walked into the freezer on her own.
I want to see her actually walking into this freezer.
4 days after Kenneka Jenkins unalive, and Selena Gomez had a successful transplant.
Selena Gomez came out with her video for Fetish, in which she's actually performing in a freezer.
Am I the only one that was unaware that Taylor Swift dated Harry Styles when he was like 17 and she was like in her early 20s?
Selena Gomez has been caught up in a viral conspiracy linking her to the death of Kenneka Jenkins, who mysteriously froze to death in a Chicago hotel. While there are many holes in this connection and many unanswered questions on how Selena could be involved, this conspiracy continues to go viral. So let's get into it. I want to start off this video by saying that my heart goes out to Kenneka Jenkins' family and her friends and all those people who feel so unresolved after her passing. We're going to dive into the details, but you guys probably heard Kenneka's story because it made national news when she was locked into a freezer and passed away. Now today I've got an intense conspiracy theory, and I want to emphasize that this is a conspiracy theory. One of you guys actually requested that I dive into this story and talk about the connection to Selena Gomez, and I want to be upfront with you guys. I'm not going to sit here and say there is any connection between the two. This is, again, a conspiracy theory video. Like, let's put a little disclaimer, like a little edit real quick right here. Conspiracy theory video. Do not sue me. I am not making these claims. I'm explaining to you guys what has transpired on the internet. And there's a reason why I'm making this video, because there has been some things that have transpired. At the end of this video, we're going to talk about a conspiracy involving Taylor Swift, just to kind of like cap off this video. But I wanted to really dive into this one involving Kanneka. Now, on September 8th, Kanneka told her mother that she was going to go out with some friends. She told her that she would be going bowling and then a movie to celebrate her getting a job at a nursing home. Kanneka borrowed her mother's car and left the home around 11 p.m. Kanneka and her 3 friends did not go bowling or to a movie that night. They instead went to a party at the 9th floor of the Crowne Plaza Chicago O'Hare. Security footage shows the group of friends entering a side entrance around 1 a.m. Now, around 3 a.m., the girls decided to leave the party. In the hotel lobby, Kanneka realized that she had left her belongings, her car keys, and her cell phone. Damn, she left it all back in the room. Some sources claim the girls left her alone in the hotel lobby, while others say they left her in the hallway on the 9th floor near the elevator. No matter which version is accurate, it's known that all 3 friends went back to the party to go and get Kanneka's belongings. They left her alone, and they were gone for about 10 to 20 minutes. When the group returned to where they had left Kanneka, she was gone. The friends searched the hotel trying to find her, but had no luck. Between 4 and 4:30 a.m., they decided to call her mother, Teresa, to let her know that they couldn't find her daughter. They asked if Kanneka had maybe gone home without them. When they learned that she hadn't, they drove to Teresa's house and brought her back to the hotel and continued searching. Teresa didn't trust Kenneka's friend's story. The mom didn't even believe the friends and later said it didn't sound right. She could also tell they had been drinking and possibly under the influence of other substances. She asked if her daughter had been drinking and they told her that she had about 1 drink. Kenneka's mother said that she didn't handle alcohol very well and that 1 drink would have been even too much for her. Imagine this. You've been in an accident or someone you love has been seriously hurt. Suddenly you're facing a mountain of medical bills, paperwork, and insurance companies that don't want to pay what you deserve. Now, what if I told you there was a simple solution to this nightmare? Getting compensation when you are entitled to can be tricky, with many personal injury firms giving you the runaround, drowning you in paperwork and settling for less than what you deserve. But it doesn't have to be that way. This is where Morgan & Morgan steps in. As America's largest injury firm, they've modernized the entire process. Fill out a simple form in minutes. Video and enjoy. Now there is a recording of one of Kenneka's friends from the night that she had disappeared and then passed away. And in the background you could hear both Kenneka and it seems like there's a man speaking to her. Allegedly this is Kenneka's voice. We do have some captions on the video, but try to pay attention to what you hear.
What y'all who do?
So it's not the best video clip, but it's what we're working with. Either way, it seems like weird vibes in that room. I don't like the energy. So supposedly they asked the hotel desk for help, but they refused. She requested to see security footage or for a security officer to look around and figure out where her daughter had gone, but they told her only the police could request these tapes, which is so sad because like what if like they were in a crucial period where like Kanneka could have been saved? At 7:15 a.m. Teresa called police about her missing daughter. The dispatcher told her that her friends could be lying and that Kanneka was probably passed out drunk in a random hotel room. He told Teresa to go home and relax and wait a few more hours for Kanneka to show up. The next day, Kanneka was officially reported as a missing person and police began an investigation. Finally, the investigation began around 1:15 p.m. the next day on September 9th. Hotel staff claimed they looked at security footage and they didn't see anything, but police searched around the hotel and the surrounding areas and they agreed they couldn't find anything either. But around 10 p.m. that day, an officer with a brain decided to look back through the security tapes in case something was missed. And of course, there was something missed. He discovered Kanneka stumbling around the halls of the hotel lobby around 3:20 a.m. She appeared to be extremely intoxicated, confused, and stumbling into walls. After this, police sent out another search team to look for her and follow her last known steps. Kanneka had gotten into an elevator and taken it down to the lower level of the hotel, where she stumbled out and down the hallway. The tapes show her walking upstairs into another hallway, at one point walking into the men's bathroom. She eventually found her way to a kitchen that was under renovation.
Hey man, let's take a moment for a second, man. Cause as I'm looking at this little girl walk, as I'm just looking at her walk, this is really sad. Nah, man, for real. I got daughters, man. I got all daughters, man. This girl stumbled into the wall like she knew she can open this door and can't. Then they said she got onto an elevator and literally got off the elevator. And then she's walking, she just like, I got all girls, no boys. Stop playing with me, man. As I'm looking at this little girl, man, walk these halls, lonely, the Grim Reaper could have came out of the side and just took her. Like, they set that girl up, fam. You heard they said the friend said, they was in the hallway talking, 3 or 4 of them. the friends went back to look for the girl's stuff. All three of them went with her. All three of the friends went back to get her purse and stuff and left her right there drunk. Set up. You hear that? That is the stupidest story I've ever heard in my life. All three of the girls went. Now, one girl thought, like, I'm going to just see, that's how you know it's a setup. Because females, even younger, they'd have been like, oh, girl, well, I'm going to just chill with Kanneka. Y'all go ahead. It's three of them. Make it make sense, Rue. How not one of them just like, cause see my folk and all my, somebody gonna be like, I'm gonna chill with her, y'all go ahead. Why take three of y'all? Y'all just gonna let this girl discombobulated. Don't know right from wrong, sun from dark from nothing. And you telling me all three of y'all went to go do that? Set up, dog. Then you come back and she not there. Duh, stupid. She roaming because y'all done give her some turpentine or some turpentine. What is called? And I would, you know what they should have did? They should have talked to all three of them girls. Because one of them gave her that drug. The T word, Chris. Somebody done gave it a T word and somebody did it. And I bet they didn't expect this to come back up. And now all of them about to get cooked. You hear me? I pray they find out who did this. I pray with my whole soul, Lord. I pray they find out who did this to that little girl. And I mean, I pray from the depths of every sea, from the edge of every corner on the earth, Lord. Everybody together. Pray, Lord, that they find this girl situation of who did it and everybody involved. You hear me? And they said that Selena Gomez had a video 4 days later in the freezer. See, that's what I'm saying. See, these people are doing that. It's called humiliation. They will knock you, unalive you, and then do a video about it. They've done this countless times. Erica Kirk. I mean, it's funny because I mean, like every Beyonce and them with the car situation, showing on the license plate the date of Pimp C passing. I mean, we can go down some roads if y'all want to, because them ain't no coincidences. Stop playing stupid. It's a duck. Oh, my fault, Nerdy Locks. You finna get the connection.
The next day, on September 9th, hotel staff claimed they look at security footage and they don't see anything, but police searched around the hotel and the surrounding areas and they agreed they couldn't find anything either. But around 10 p.m. that day, an officer with a brain decided to look back through the security tapes in case something was missed. And of course, there was something missed. He discovered Kanneka stumbling around the halls of the hotel lobby around 3:20 a.m. She appeared to be extremely intoxicated, confused, and stumbling into walls. After this, police sent out another search team to look for her and follow her last known steps. Kanneka had gotten into an elevator and taken it down to the lower level of the hotel, where she stumbled out and down the hallway. The tapes show her walking upstairs into another hallway, at one point walking into the men's bathroom. She eventually found her way to a kitchen that was under renovation and not in use. The last known footage shows her walking through the back of the kitchen towards the double freezer. The freezer had a cooler in front with a second door leading to the freezer's area.
Nerdy Lock says, think about it. Like teenage girls, this was nothing they knew. The hotel was empty. It was just them. They left her in the hallway. Baby will be right back. They probably thought she'd pass out. Those girls had no idea she was going to end up in basement in the freezer dead. Was it stupid decision by all three girls? Yes, of course, but they thought they were alone in a hotel with only people they knew. How you, yeah, Nerdy, see, you losing me on that when you say that they thought they were loose. See, you're giving them too much thought. That's the thing. Like when you're saying that, when you say stuff like that, it kind of throws me off because you say like what they thought or what they knew. You don't even know their age. So then if you think about their age and you said what they thought they knew, they don't know that they in a hotel by themselves. They don't know that. They don't know that this entire hotel, nobody's in there but them. They don't know that, Nerdy Locks. Yeah. No. We're not talking about the fact that they just left her there and that was a poor decision. We're not talking about that part. And I'm not even talking about the Selena Gomez connection. I'm not even talking about that yet. What I'm talking about is just common sense. And then when you say about a murder, we're talking about not being murdered. We're talking about being drugged. You need to really open your eyes, fam, because that T word, she was drugged. Okay? Where you think she got them drugs from? Herself? No, I'll wait. You think she got the drugs from herself? Okay, no. See, you said people. I said black people. Black people. That's not a drug us black people just take. It's not. So I was just trying to give you a little more understanding on understanding. I know my folk and what we taking and stuff that we doing. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing a T word. That's not even, no, we're doing the W word called weed. We calling the D word called dope. Yeah. We doing the D word called drunk. Alcohol, right? When you start getting into other drugs that you talking about can unbalance you, that's no. That's not a drug we doing in the streets, fam. That's not a drug you gonna find at the party, Nerdy Locks. I'm trying to make you make sense of what you're saying. That's not a drug you're gonna find at the party. So when you say that's something they give in a medical environment, that's a medical environment. A hotel party is not a medical environment, family. You understand what I'm saying? Right. It's not a medical environment. A hotel party is these niggas in here, we getting drunk, we faded. Ain't not a white soul in there walking around. Right. So if you think so, that's why I'm telling you. When mama come out and mama just says she know what happened for real and that she ain't got all her money, are you listening, Nerdy Locks? Her mama came out saying she know what happened for real and she wants some money. Yeah, that's murder 101. That's called setup. Yeah, that's a setup. So when you think about Selena Gomez, now it makes you think, who gave them that drug? Who gave them that T-word drug? Who gave them that medical environment drug that you're talking about? Because that's not a medical environment. That's a hotel party, fam. Full of youngins. Somebody had to be in on that for her to even get that, fam. That's what I'm talking about. So we're not saying like you got to see the murder. No, you need to see the setup. Yeah, and I agree with you, but I'm just telling you, when I say no, oh no, when we talking about friends or some girls and they talking about they all knew, they didn't know they was in a hotel by themselves. That's a, how many hotels you telling me only got a house party in there and ain't nobody else in the hotel at all? That's a lie. Even at your local Motel 6, you can find 1 or 2 or 3 people still in there. Even if y'all checked in and had a party. You ain't telling me them kids ain't know it was nobody in the hotel at all. No, they ain't know that. And if they knew that, again, that's a setup. So when you naturally saying, if we had got a hotel room and we doing a party, and I told my mama we was going bowling, but we really going to some undercover stuff and we ain't tripping, We don't know that ain't nobody in the hotel. We just going to the hotel party. And then the crazy part is they came in through the side door of the hotel. Make it make sense, nerdy. They came in through the side door of the hotel. You can't just walk into a side door at a hotel for no party. You got to go through the front door, period. Come on, fam. You can't walk in no side door, no party. That's a setup. Because they said when they got there, they just walked in the door. No, you can't just walk in no side door, no hotel party. They got there, they walked into a side door at a hotel party. Setup number one right there. They just walked into the hotel. Clearly, nobody's in this place. Nobody even asked. The doors is open. Set up. That further let me know the hotel's involved now. Because how do you even have access to a side door at a hotel and nobody ain't checked in yet? Hold up, I'll wait. So let's make sure we understand the seasoning of the taste of this type of cooking we're doing right now, fam. That's called a setup for murder. It ain't murder. It's a setup for murder. And it further lets me know we're not bringing the T word to the party. So that further let me know, oh, Selena and them might have been involved now. Because that's letting me know who would have given these people this. Who would have given them the T word? Let me think. How can they just walk into a hotel but don't go in through the front door? But it's a whole live party going on. On top of that, ain't nobody else in the hotel but these people in this one room. So what else I want to know is, how in the hell, when mama got there, who was at the front desk? Make it make sense, nerdy locks. We got to make it make sense, fam. That's called a setup for murder. That ain't just no murder. That's a setup. Hit that like button, double tap that screen, subscribe right now. Understand something. You're going to learn something today. We cooking in here. Don't play with me. We're going to figure it out. Ain't no black people bringing no T-word to no hotel party. I done had plenty of them. We ain't doing none of that. We in there drinking big, smoking big weed. That's it. And anything outside of that is what? It ain't no T word. I might have heard an X word, but ain't no T word. Make it make sense in here. Make sure we understand what the hell going on here and make it make sense. Let's hit that like button, double tap that screen. Let's get right, let's get real, let's understand. Let's get right, let's get real, let's understand.
Yeah, the video does not show her walking into the freezer, but it's speculated she opened the door, walked in, and couldn't find her way out again. Now, this kitchen in particular was under renovation, so it was not in use, but the freezer was still running. They had extra food in there for storage for this upcoming restaurant, the hotel, and the freezer itself could go to as low as 8 degrees.
This video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking into the kitchen, but we never see her entering the freezer. And tonight, that is why her family is not satisfied with the theory that she walked into the freezer on her own.
Surveillance video shows Kenneka Jenkins walking with friends at the Crowne Plaza Hotel early Saturday morning. We see her a few hours later by herself. At one point, she stumbles out of an elevator. Later, she repeatedly hits the wall walking down this hallway. Another camera catches her running into a stairwell and then catching her fall. Video time codes appear to show Kanneka roaming the hotel for over an hour.
She's trying to find her way, and no one from Crowne Plaza Hotel responds to her.
Around 3:30 a.m., Kanneka enters a lower-level kitchen in the hotel. She walks out of frame, but then she's captured walking here on another camera, but we still don't see her entering the freezer.
Now, after that second team was dispatched and they spent a couple hours searching, they finally found Kanneka. She was found dead around 1 a.m. on September 10th inside the freezer unit. She was found lying on the floor, hair messy, and one shoe off. She had been wearing ripped jeans, a crop top, jean jacket, and a white bra, and the police described her as frozen solid. Here's a clip of Teresa, Kanneka's mother, reacting to this news.
I want to see her literally actually walking into this freezer.
Silk in the building, you already know what it
Closing
is.
herself within this freezer.
I want all of the recordings, all of the communications, all of the...
No, Nerdy Locks, I'm not saying black people don't experiment with drugs. That's a different conversation. I said the drugs we bring into the party is weed and that drink. That's what I said, what we bring into the party. What's the typical situation for us blacks at a party? How we get down, how we kick it. See, we don't even use that D word, because that's like weed ain't drugs. Like, we don't see weed as drugs. We see that as medicine, nutrition. You understand? It's a difference. So when you talk about like a drug, yeah, to us, black folk, a drug is a name you can't really pronounce. So we don't even like saying like, they're like, you do drugs? No, I don't do drugs, but I smoke weed. That's the difference, fam. I'm trying to tell you something right now. Learn something. They don't ask us, do we do drugs? We're just like, oh, we smoke. We'll never say we do drugs. We don't see weed as drugs. But when we talk about the T word, or the M word, the X word, we can go down some words. When we start talking about that, you can understand the difference in what I'm saying on how this is set up. It's not about saying who won't use it, who don't do it, because all mankind does it. Black, white, green, whatever you want, Hispanic, regular, the white, whatever. We all do, yeah. But I said in our community, the typical situation for us is weed. And if it's anything out past that, then okay, we snorting dope. But see, in our community, that's a regular. That's not looked at as like, oh, drugs. You get what I'm saying? When you use the D word, it's like, oh, that's that T word that they talking about. That's some other stuff that they start talking about. You shot up something and you didn't, oh God, my mind is going crazy. Yeah, that's that. That's drugs. But we don't see weed and other things like that as drugs. You understand what I'm saying, family? So it's not me saying like, oh, you know, they won't do it. I mean, you can, Nerdy Locks, if you want to look at it. She said, why can't I look at it from a perspective of a naive young girl who made something she shouldn't have taken? Yeah, but the thing is that if the situation presents itself to be that, Nerdy Locks, then let it be that. But we don't want to say it's that type of scenario, because this is not that. Because if we do that, then you will make people think situations like this is meaningless. You understand? You will make people think that situations like this was some drunken little girl perspective, naive little girl that was just drunk and took some type of medicine for herself. That's what you will make people think in this situation. But we're not doing that for this situation, because that will make this situation look less than what it really was. What you're saying will make this situation be underwritten as what it really was. And that was a setup for murder, for something more deeper than what it was. But from what you're talking about, that can be that for a naive young black girl that just chose to do a certain drug. But in this case, there was way too many people around her, and all she was doing was going to a party, to a bowling alley that turned into a party at a hotel. Patient says, I worked at a restaurant, and when Muslim customers came to eat, I secretly put pork meat in their food. Oh man, that's bad. That's bad. I feel sorry for you, family. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. Nerdy Lock says, why do we only see her get out of the elevator and go into the kitchen, walk through the kitchen, and walk to the freezer by herself? That is the point I'm trying to tell you, Nerdy. That's the setup. So when you asking them type of questions, And then I give you these answers, and then you come and debate it. When I'm talking about a set up, it don't go together. Because you asking the same questions as giving the answers to your questions, as saying, why did they not even show certain footage? Why did this only go to her to over there? Why did they just leave her in the hallway to roam the halls? And then after they even, and then let me tell you what else is stupid that they knew that they was doing. Listen to me. They literally left her in the hallway and then came back as if she was just going to be there. And then when she was gone, they didn't bother to go look for her. You telling me that's a coincidence? Tell her, Ruth. Tell her, Ruth. Wake up, fam. You talked about them girls being naive and just young. They didn't even try to look for her. They know that she is in a drunken state. They know she's in an intoxicated state that she can't even help herself. And yet all three of them goes back to get her stuff, come back, don't see her, and don't even think to start walking to look for her. If you see she is disintoxicated, if you see she is discombobulated, I got a bunch of words for this. If you see in this confusion, telling me she just went home and she don't even have no keys. You see where they lied at? I caught them in a lie. They said something about they thinking that she went home. And they called fam talking about, did she just go home? But her keys and her purse and her belongings is in the room that you three stupid girls went to get to come back and didn't see her no more. But you asking, is the girl gone home? Did she drive herself home? And y'all hold on to her keys y'all self. You see the lies? That was a lie within itself. How could you even ask that? Did she go home and y'all got her keys? If you telling me 10 minutes later, y'all come up and she not there, 10 minutes later, y'all not looking for her thinking she roaming the hallways, this girl might have been around the corner down the hall standing on the wall. Leaning on the wall. And all y'all had to do was just go look for a second. Like Ruth said, Ruth, either you get it or you miss the bus. You understand, nerdy? When you ask them questions, it calls for this level of understanding. But then when I give you that, you say, oh man, my whole family will be at the hotel. So I'm just telling you, you gotta understand, stand on business, fam. Because you got me over here having explained things that's just common sense wise, of knowing they lied. And they didn't do nothing that went with anything they said that made it seem like they cared. So yeah, this is murder. This is a setup of murder. And when we talk about Selena Gomez, it further lets me know who's involved for them to even get that level of drug in their possession is what I'm talking about. Because you ain't just gonna have no T-word in your pocket with your weed. Oh, I'm sorry. You ain't gonna have no T-word just sitting in your purse. You ain't got no T-word just in your back bag talking about let's turn up. You ain't got no T-word in your just in with your blunts. Ain't no T-word with your weed. Ain't no T-word with your liquor. What? Ain't nobody just pulling up with the T-word, nerdy. And even in those hotels that you go in through the side, there are still cars outside letting you know that there are people in that hotel active. They literally done pulled up to this hotel. Ain't nobody there at all. Ain't nobody feeling no type of way. Ain't nobody looking. Ain't nobody nothing. It's just, oh, we just gonna pull up and go through the side door. Yeah, Yeah, Chris said this. All right, talking about I got that T word on deck. Like, how you gonna tell somebody that? What's up, fam? I got that Terripa pie for you. Oh, I got that Terripa mine for you. Oh yeah, I got that Terripa. What's up? What we doing? You want that T or what we want that W? What we doing? What you want, that T or that W? You know what? I got the Terripa for 50. I got that 12 for mine. I got that 8 for 80. I got that T with it. I got that regular weed. If you want to smoke, I got that gas, nigga. Which way we doing? You want the kill or you want that death? You want that T word or you know what I'm saying? You want that kill or you want that death? Which one you want, fam? You want that woozy or you want that walk around and fall out later in the freezer and become up froze? Talk to me in here. Talking all that talk about what's usual, what's normal, and what ain't. This ain't normal. Hit that like button, subscribe right now, get an understanding.
Of course, the statements that were taken. I want to know the individuals that were there.
Now that I've given you guys some context on Kenneka's situation, let's talk about how Selena Gomez comes into the picture. Again, this is a conspiracy I'm not a big fan of, and maybe because I'm just a little bit scared. So this post reads, this is all over TikTok, so I'm simply reposting Selena Gomez and Kenneka Jenkins parallel. Allegedly, Selena was dying on her deathbed from kidney failure. Keep in mind, we talked about Selena Gomez going through her lupus. She had her kidney.
And that's fine. Nerdy Locke said, I'm not saying that it is a popular drug and that people use it, but me and my brother used to go to my grandmother's medicine cabinet and just take stuff. We would look it up, find out what it did, and then she said people do this all the time, especially teenagers that are broken, just want to have a good time. Listen to me, and I respect what you saying, Nerdy, but just not in my community. That's not a normal drug we heard of in my community, is what I'm trying to tell you. It's nothing against what the typicals do or what the usuals do. But that's not something that's in my mama medicine cabinet or my grandmother medicine cabinet or a lot of people out the projects or out the hood that we done grew up from. No, that ain't in their medicine cabinet, fam. That T word is not in our medicine cabinet, is what I'm saying. And there's nothing against. It's nothing against nothing crazy. I'm just saying, like, not in the roof, like not in the bricks. I'm like, not in the projects, fam, not in the jets. Like, we could talk these spots, fam. That's not where it's at. I'm just saying, in St. Louis, the zone, no, that's not there. I'm sorry. That's all I'm saying. So when you talk about stuff like, yeah, I'm just talking about like, no, you said the T word. I said that the T word is not normal in a hotel party environment, is what I'm saying. So that's not a drug that they just gonna pick up and say, let's go to the, yeah. That's not something you just gonna have in your Palm Pilot, is what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. That's not one of them that you gonna get. You know what I mean? Demi said on the high blood pressure and water pills at grandma cabinet, not that T. I'm trying to tell you, fam. I'm trying to tell fam. The T word ain't normal. So when you saying that's what it is, and that's why I rock with Nerdy. You know I love you. You know we right. That's why I love talking with Nerdy, because she tell you how she feel, give you the other part. Ain't nothing in that cabinet that's got no T word on it. You hear me? And that's not a black, white, Hispanic. I'm telling, like, in this case, it's almost not a black thing. That's all I'm saying. Like in the hood, I'm just saying, like from the hood, from projects, like from the zone, like from the dirt, from the ashes. Yeah, that ain't something that we ever heard of over here. That's all I'm saying. It ain't nothing like, we all family here. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Nerdy, we all family. You know it's family here. I'm just saying, like in my neck of the woods, that's not something that we like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Dirty, like, again, I want to point out, shout out to Clayton County, Georgia. Me and my brother were the only white kids, and we were not doing these things by ourselves. We had friends, right? So that's what I'm saying. You say, like, white kid, like, right, that's what I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying, fam. It wasn't happening on this side. You know what I mean? That's not something that we, from the hood or the streets or the bottom or the, you know what I'm saying? The Jets, the worst places ever. Like, we didn't, that word was not something we heard of. RZA said, what's T, y'all? T is this word of the drug that they gave the girl Kanneka at the hotel. It was a hotel party, and they gave this girl a drug that starts with the letter T, like teripamine or teripamine. So it's stuff like that. So that's why I said, like, they gave her a drug that was, oh, that's what Ruth said, gringo. Get your gringo. Mariate. It's different. So that's what I mean by, like, they gave her a drug that we don't typically use at a black hotel party. You know what I mean? Like, where it's typical black kids or black people, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't really hear that T-word drug coming out like that. So that's why we was like, oh man, that's a setup. Somebody gave her that drug. That girl was walking around the hotel, all in her mind. And then all of a sudden, 4 days later, you talking about Selena Gomez then had a kidney transplant. She didn't have some type of transplant. And RZA like, right, we don't do that. See what I'm saying? Like, RZA, shout out to you. RZA, you better be family. Hit that like button, double tap that screen right now, subscribe right now, you family right now. She understand it ain't nothing against that, but say Ruth say, we don't do that here in my Latino community. That's what I'm saying. It's just the community you in. Like, Ruth Latino. And she get it. Just from my community. Black. Yeah. And I'm Seminole Indian. It's all that deep. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when we talking about, like, the community you in, I know what my folk be on, fam. I know how we coming. So that's why I'm like, even Ruth talking about Latinos, that they don't even deal with the T-word, nerdy. Shout out to you, nerdy, and I agree too. Oh no, we not arguing. We not arguing. We not arguing, nerdy. We not arguing. You know it's love. I'm sorry. I don't want you to think we arguing. We not arguing at all. It's love. We not arguing at all. I'm sorry. I was just making more points on saying, like, that drug is really it's so different. Okay, so RZA said, yeah, I've been subscribed, but I'm biracial, black, white, but raised on my black side from New Orleans. We don't do the T word. Okay, yeah, you know, I'm just saying, you know, everybody just can't give an opinion of the T word. Okay, and then Nerdy said, okay, I have another question. Now that this has come up, that every funeral, we have, like, we're all stressed out, right? Did your grandma start walking around with her Xanax going, and does anybody need a something? Nah, fam, I don't know about that part. It was a little different on that, Nerdy. So, yeah. Yeah, about the Xanax, that's different. No. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. Let's make sure we understand what's going on.
Transplant from her friend Francia. I'm not denying any of this. Again, I'm just sharing this conspiracy theory. The hotel Kanneka died at, Bill Murray, Selena's uncle, owns the restaurant there. 4 days after her death, Selena had a successful transplant. Coincidentally, Selena's stepfather was the lead detective in Kanneka's case. All of this can be fact-checked, and TikTok detectives.
Why the hell is Selena whole family over the whole case? Ruth, listen to what I'm saying, Ruth. Why is the whole, Chris, why is Selena whole family, Nerdy, this for you. Why is Selena whole, RZA, why is Selena whole family over the whole case?
Not a big fan of, and maybe because I'm just a little bit scared. So this post reads, this is all over TikTok, so I'm simply reposting. Selena Gomez and Kenneka Jenkins parallel. Allegedly, Selena was dying on her deathbed from kidney failure. Keep in mind, we talked about Selena Gomez going through her lupus. She had her kidney transplant from her friend Francia. I'm not denying any of this. Again, I'm just sharing this conspiracy theory. The hotel Kanneka died at, Bill Murray, Selena's uncle, owns the restaurant there. 4 days after her death, Selena had a successful transplant. Coincidentally, Selena's stepfather was the lead detective in Kanneka's case. All of this can be fact-checked, and TikTok detectives are saying that they have harvested organs. Oh. Now here are some of the receipts. These next two...
Let me bring that back again for somebody that wasn't listening. Selena Gomez's whole family involved. The man owned the restaurant at the hotel. The other family is the lead detective on the case. What? You understand what's going on here, Nerdy Locks? No, because I want Nerdy. I need Nerdy to start understanding what's going on. Because she be challenging us here. We family, but she challenges so what? You see Nerdy? Ask Nerdy, RZA? Yeah, RZA. What are your thoughts now, Nerdy? You understand? The daddy and family is involved with the whole case. Police, and they work at the hotel. What you talking about, Nerdy? Yeah, Demi Hill. See, that's why we pull up each and every Monday through Friday with your boy Dealatofficial here at No Filters. Because it's a reason why we do it. We bring light to darkness. We inform, understand, and be aware that if it walk like a, talk like a, we know what it is. And it's duck activity all day. We don't read the headlines. We read right in between the lines. And we point it out. And I was pointing this out already. And then my family, Ruth, came in and said, oh, no, Dilla, that's the Selena Gomez theory. And by darn it, it is real. Her family involved. Hit that like button right now because we cooking.
This is a conspiracy I'm not a big fan of, and maybe because I'm just a little bit scared. So this post reads, this is all over TikTok, so I'm simply reposting. Selena Gomez and Kenneka Jenkins parallel. Allegedly, Selena was dying on her deathbed from kidney failure. Keep in mind, we talked about Selena Gomez going through her lupus. She had her kidney transplant from her friend Francia. I'm not denying any of this. Again, I'm just sharing this conspiracy theory. The hotel Kanneka died at, Bill Murray, Selena's uncle, owns the restaurant there. 4 days after her death, Selena had a successful transplant. Coincidentally, Selena's stepfather was the lead detective in Kanneka's case. All of this can be fact-checked, and TikTok detectives are saying that they have harvested...
De nada.
Ooh. Now here are some of the receipts. These next two screenshots show proof of him owning a restaurant in the same hotel. This article reads, Bill Murray and brothers officially bringing Caddyshack restaurant to Chicagoland.
Chris said, yeah, but not the T word.
And in the article, you can see that this restaurant is in fact located in the same hotel, the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Chicago.
Nerdy Lock said they got the T.
Going into more detail on how Selena Gomez in some world could be linked to Kanneka's death.
This is not the first I've heard of this. I heard about this a few years ago. I really paid much attention to it because I really couldn't understand where anyone could come up with that connection. However, I was a little thrown off when Selena Gomez came out with her video for Fetish, in which she's actually performing in a freezer. Selena Gomez was having kidney failure again in 2017, and she needed a transplant. One of her best friends had given to her. Today, I saw something that said, allegedly, Bill Murray, who is allegedly Selena Gomez's uncle, actually owned a restaurant in the hotel that Kenneka Jenkins was unalived at. 4 days after Kenneka Jenkins' passing, Selena Gomez had a successful transplant, and allegedly the lead detective was her stepfather. There was a gentleman by the name of Zach TV that tried to investigate this. I remember this premiered on television. He was trying to get deeper and deeper into what happened. Unfortunately, he is no longer with us. But what do you guys think about this?
Now, as I mentioned, it was reported on September.
You better shut up in here right now. Did you hear that? Tell me you heard what, press 1 if you heard what she just said. If you heard the secret of what she just said, press 1 now. Chris heard it. She said it fast, but it was I caught it. I caught it. Demi, see, us men, we catch it. Demi caught it. Chris caught it. All right, we don't play stupid. That mean fam listening in her. Hit that like button, double tap that screen. I mean 50 likes.
After Kenneka Jenkins' passing, Selena Gomez had a successful transplant, and allegedly the lead detective was her stepfather. Now, there was a gentleman by the name of Zach TV that tried to investigate this. I remember this premiered on television. He was trying to get deeper and deeper into what happened, and unfortunately, he is no longer with us. But what do you guys think about this?
Now, as I mentioned, it was reported on September 14th, 2017, Selena had a successful kidney transplant.
Now, what I want to know is why would they whack him? Think about it, fam. If this was her best friend that gave her a kidney, Nerdy Locks, why would they whack the guy that's trying to find out the situation? He should still be living. That man is unfortunately not with us no more. You see how deep this is? He wanted to find out the situation, and how does he come up unalive all of a sudden from the situation? But they got a picture with the best friend and her in the bed. I bet you thought the best friend gave her a kidney, didn't you, Nerdy? Oh yeah, we having a great debate. But I bet you thought, Nerdy, that the friend gave her a kidney because of that picture. See, don't let your eyes deceive you. Let the facts tell you what's going on, Nerdy. Don't let your eyes deceive you. Oh, no, Nerdy, I'm with you. We together. This is friendly debate. This family debate. This is loving debate. Nerdy. Don't let the eyes deceive you. You hear me? Your eyes. You hear me, Demi here? Don't let your eyes deceive you, fam. Your eyes. Your eyes, Chris. You hear me, Chris? Your eyes, Rue. Don't let your eyes deceive you, fam. You don't even got your eyes. It'll be so messed up. Demi Hill says Zach went live talking to a lady on the phone, telling him to watch himself because he was too involved. I bet you ain't know that, Nerdy. You see what Demi just told you? Shout out to you, Demi. Demi said that Zach went live talking to a lady on the phone, and she was telling him to fall back, partner, because they gonna get on you. And then all of a sudden, he ain't hear no more, Nerdy. He ain't hear no more. Play the video. Let's play it. Let's go.
I think I may have said Francesca earlier. I'll try to correct it later in editing, but Francia is actually Selena's friend who donated her kidney. They've actually had like quite the friendship. They've had some falling outs. It's been super messy, and we've covered it before on my channel, so I'm not going to sit here and say Francia did not donate her kidney, because watch Francia watch this video, and she's like, I gave up my kidney, like, do not deny this. But yeah, this is the conspiracy. But you have to acknowledge it's weird when you see moments like Selena talking about Francia and the fact that she got her kidney from her, and she won't even say her name inside the video. And I don't know if this is because they were in a fallout or what was going on here, but I feel like if someone gave me an organ, I'd probably say their name every single time and how grateful I am for them.
You just got a brand new tattoo.
I did.
I saw some pictures of it. What you got?
I actually got the date of when I got my kidney transplant, and did that with the girl that gave me
the
kidney. So, but and one with Julia Michaels. So I've got 3 new ones.
This person posted on Facebook this Selena Gomez and Kenneka Jenkins story, though. What do you guys think? It was 4 days after. What does that have to do with Selena? The fact that Bill had a dead body there and Selena needed a kidney is why it matters. I mean, how would they know that her kidney is a match is one of my first questions. Also, I don't know where we have the proof of her stepdad being the lead investigator in this death. I want to say a little bit more about that. One question I have in my mind too is that if Kanneka was so drunk, inebriated, walking around like this, I mean, the kidney is supposed to help, right? With like alcohol, like you're not supposed to drink if you have kidney issues. So I don't know why they would put like a drunk person's kidney inside of her body. One person asked like, 1, how would they know if Kanneka's kidney matched to Selena's? 2, how would they know if Kanneka was going to be at this party, you know, at the hotel? And finally, why would they leave her deceased body in a freezer of the hotel that they operate out of? So, yeah, again, doubting this, but interesting. One person wrote, didn't Selena Gomez's actual donor call her out for basically leaving her out? Mind you, the donor was her best friend. Just let this young lady rest, and whatever actually happened to her will someday come to light. Another person added, there's a few holes in the story. One, Selena's stepfather was not the detective. He's the CEO of a management company. Which again, yeah, I'm like, okay, I can see the restaurant connection, but like the detective part, that sounds like fake news. Another person wrote, we all know Francia donated her kidney to Selena. Where is this coming from? Here is another TikTok conspiracy theorist talking about this connection between Selena and Kanneka. And again, there are a lot of unanswered questions.
How did they even know Kanneka was going to be there? Kanneka was very avid on Facebook at the time. You guys can go find her old Facebook posts and everything. Kanneka at that time publicly shared her current, mind you, it was current, her current experiences, and health details were able to be found from that statement that she publicly shared at that time. What does Bill Murray got to do with this? Okay, what does Bill Murray and Selena got to do with this? I just wanted to include the little photo of Selena Gomez and Bill Murray. They was doing this at the premiere of his movie, The Dead Don't Die. But why was she found in the Caddyshack's freezer? Selena Gomez, as y'all can see right here, Selena Gomez posted and went public about it on the 14th. You know how long it takes for a liver transplant to happen. It's very quick, very fast. She was obviously already in Chicago with the weekend. This is all alleged. I feel like on the 12th or the 13th, the procedure happened, and then the 2 days they were trying to game plan how we're gonna go public with this. It could have even happened the day after, for real.
Now we're going to switch gears and talk about one of Selena Gomez's closest friends, Taylor Swift, and another conspiracy theory. Again, should we put a little conspiracy theory like text right here, like conspiracy theory, let's note it, don't come after me, I'm just here telling you guys these stories that you're requesting. In the aftermath of Red, Taylor's version, many fans of Taylor Swift are digging back into her relationships like hers with Jake Gyllenhaal, which apparently inspired many of the songs on the album. One of the recurring themes of Red is that Taylor was much younger than Jake, and that Jake actually used that as a wedge in their relationship. Now, some are digging into Taylor's relationship history and pointing out some potential hypocrisy. Now, as they dig through her history, a lot of people pointed out her connection with Connor Kennedy of the famous Kennedy family. When he was 18 and still in high school, Taylor was 22 at the time. It looks like the two met when Connor was still 7.
But see, when you say like it's fake like that, I'm trying to figure out, because if that be the case, that it is that fake, then that'll make you think like, that'll make you think more.
Selena Gomez, who was kind of making out with Orlando Bloom, which is weird, right?
They were all over each other.
A powerful new drug has sent Selena Gomez to rehab.
She did take part in some of the stuff while she was with them, like smoking weed.
So tell me this. So yo, you know everybody know, I got the Irene interview, and I got 3 more powerful interviews. I really want to drop them and leave this shit alone. But my life been threatened numerous times, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't drop this shit. If you drop it, you put the hotel in danger. All type of other shit I don't even talk about. I just stay with the rappers now. But should I just drop it and say fuck what everybody gotta say?
The Most High God, what you should do. Because when you claim this type of stuff, if you ain't ready for spiritual warfare, don't even go in this direction. Because all wars ain't physical. All wars ain't physical, man. Everybody want to talk about what happened, but nobody talks about God, the real God. Nobody talks about Him, man. But it came to a point in my life I had to face up and say, yo, you know what? God real, and His word is real. And that's when we leave God out the equation. That's when we fall short. For real, bro. This shit right here is deep, bro. These people been running the world, man, before we even came here, man. They in every city and they in every fucking town.
What is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video,
and they
man.
are.
So
we take
y'all
them very
already
serious.
know what's going.
Cause we know what's going on.
All right, y'all. Now, check this out. To my surprise, so y'all remember in yesterday's video, right? I said the whole Celeste situation had reminded me of Kenneka Jenkins. Now, you know, the phone be listening to you. So I'm scrolling on TikTok, right? And boom, stuff.
Okay, so this is what I believe right now. So this is my ending of understanding the situation. I truly believe that Kanneka mama is going to talk. And who she's going to talk to is them people involved. Why? Because again, she's threatening to talk publicly. So now people are going to contact her. They're going to say, hey, understand what happened then. Understand the situation. What is so different now? Because mom is just opening her mouth looking for money. That's what she's looking for. She's looking for money. So you got to understand, whatever her mom knows, that she's threatening these people that did whatever they did to her daughter, she's threatening those people. See, that you got to understand, nerdy? Her mother is threatening the people that did whatever they did to her daughter so she can get more money. That is the point of this situation tonight. That's why we're talking about Kanneka. That's why we're talking about, because her mother came out and says, hey, I ain't got no more money. I know what y'all did to my daughter. I'm going to tell it all. That's what she came out with. So her mama don't even care that she said, I know what happened. I'm finna tell it all. Her mama just care about the money. And it's sad again because in my community, this is how we act when we choose to take the money instead of the morals. This is how we act when we choose to take the money instead of the morals. That's what she did. She took the money. Instead of fighting that case and finding out who did it to her daughter, she took the money and settled it. And now that the money didn't fulfill her, now that the money didn't fool her, now that the money did not put a Band-Aid over the scars of her daughter losing her life. And she feels bad because she took that money in the beginning. She's in a place that she needs to live and she wants. And this is the problem. And we thank God that we understand, Ruth, that it's not the money that's the root of all evil. It's not what the word of God says. It's the love. And once we start to make sure that we understand clearly what the situation is, to know that the love of money is the root of evil. The Lord says the money is here, prosperity is here. It's a reason, it's there, yes. But the love of money is the root of all evil. And we want to make sure that we are clear when we say that, because people have been saying money is the root of evil all their life, and that ain't right. It's the love. Money is there. Prosperity is there. Money is there. You can tithe. You can do a lot with money in the ministry. So money has never been the object of evil. It's your desire of it. It's your love of it. It's what you choose to do with it that determines the outcome of your life. So we want to make sure we're clear on understanding that the love of money is the root of evil. And that the Lord wants to give you the desires of your heart. The desires of your heart. Desires. You understand? Meaning you desire this, desire that. You desire those rings, that jewelry, those cars, that food, those clothes, that house, the desires. That's how you can understand that the Lord will give you the desires of your heart. And it takes money to do such. So we want to understand that we know that the love of money is truly the root of evil and not the money, because the money is an object that the Lord has put here in the world. And not to say that the Lord has, but the money of how the law of the land of the living, of how it works. Money is the object to make it go round. So it's not the money. It's truly the love. It's the desire of the heart. And it's the discipline of the mind. to know how to handle all and everything that goes on. So we want to make sure. That's why we love each other here. That's why I love each and every one of y'all. Roof, you know I love you. Nerdy Locks, you know I love you. Chris, I love you, fam. It's just real. I love Demi. I love you. Y'all don't even know me. I ain't seen y'all face to face. I love you. It's love that determines all. Love that says, I hate you. It's either love that I got you or love that I don't because I hate you. We got to understand it's the desires and the love that we have that is real. And y'all don't see me. I don't see y'all, but y'all see me. So you got to understand when I talk genuine about having love for you, because again, seeing you doesn't make me see things differently. Your character of what you say in these comments and your loyalty and consistency lets me know who you are. Me seeing your face just puts a picture to the loyalty or the respect or the love that you give. You understand? Y'all see me, but I don't see y'all. So that further should let you know that I don't judge you off your looks. I don't judge you off who you are. Your character shows me in the comments. Your character shows me on how you comment. Your character lets me further know who you are as a person, as a man, as a woman, moving forward. So when I do meet you next year at the family reunion, it will be truly my pleasure and honor to shake your hand and let you know that you look like how you talk. You look like how you walk. And we thank God that it's not a duck. And that almost made me emotional for a real one, Demi. Demi said, even if I was blind, I could see you a real one, dog. You did? It don't get no realer than that. As always, it's only one way to do it. It's only a way that it's going to be done. It's only the way that we need it to be done for us. Monday through Friday, 9 p.m., you know it's family. It's always a way that we see the headline, but we don't read it because right now this is a moment where we had to read in between the lines to identify the wickedness going on in the community and in our world. As always, family, I truly appreciate y'all. You know how we cook. You know how we book. You know how we put it up. You know how we put the seasoning on it to make sure that we eat good each and every Monday through Friday. It's so much that go on, family. It's so much that's done. Between right now and next week, there will be so many headlines because so much goes on in a day. But I thank God that we're able to come here together as one, to be able to come together and understand that this is what we need so we can figure out what's going on every day. Ruth, you know it's love. Chris, you know it's love. Nerdy Locks, you know it's love. It matters so much and so real. Ruth said, pray always, fam, please, in Jesus' name. That's a real thing. Y'all gonna meet Ruth, man. Definitely back. And as always, y'all make the week go by quickly. You all definitely make the week worth coming in here Monday through Friday, 9 p.m., making sure that we are together, understanding what's going on. Because I'm going to tell you something. As always, I got to make sure my family know what's going on. And that's a real thing. And that's the biggest thing, to make sure that we can still understand that family needs to know what's happening so we can make sure we make it to where we need to together. You hear me? As always, fam, I truly appreciate each and every one of y'all taking time out to tune in with your boy. You know, when you come in, you get you something to eat. You go, you get you something to drink. And you know, you get you something to smoke if that's what you do, family. Because you tune in with your boy and my family each and every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Because when we read between the lines, the headlines, and the rest of the lines, to understand what's really real. I'm going to have to look that up, Ruth, what you're saying right there, so I can know what that means. You hear me? Because that's really real. I need you to know, as always, it's your boy Dilla T and my family here in No Filters. As always, I truly appreciate y'all. Make sure you're having a good evening. Make sure your door's locked. Make sure all is well. Make sure you got it on your side. And make sure you got God in front of you. You hear me? As always, fam, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your night. Be safe. It's love. Dealatofficial signing off. It's love, family. Have a good evening. Reach out. NoFeelters314@gmail. You know what it is. God bless. Y'all have a good evening. I love you. Be safe, family. Good night.